Hey guys, before I go into anything else, I'd like to apologize for how long it's been since I have come on here. Um I have been struggling with the juggling. Just keeping up with life in general and everything that goes along with it. Plus we had vacation, which was amazing. Um and I thought I'd get caught up on some stuff during that vacation, but no, it was a true vacation, and thankful for that rest. That said, I never want to come on here just to waste you guys time. Like, I want to have something of value to give you, and today I feel like that's the case that I do. I want to tell you a little bit about a butt whipping that God gave me. um but first I want to tell you some things that I learned just today about the link between anger and depression. So, mentioned plenty times that I've went off of my antidepressants, and God's been so faithful. Have there been slumps that I've had to by the Holy Spirit's nudging notice and snap out of? Oh yeah, there have, but snap out he's let me do. Praise be to Jesus alone. You know, he went before ahead of me and gave me all these different coping mechanisms. And a new thing that I have popped up since I'm no longer like shackled to the chains of depression, if you will, you know, like I'm free. I have a new shackle, and it's anger. And I'm not really sure why it's turned from depression to anger, but somehow there's a link between the two. I watched something from Focus on the Family today. It was from 2 years ago, but 1000% relevant to me today and what I needed. When we're not careful with our tongue, with bitterness, complaining, you know, God's word tells us that out of the abundance of our heart is what our mouth speaks. So there's more behind my words than just what's coming out my mouth. There's an internal thing behind it that I'm fighting. And that's not to give an excuse, because we've got to work through that, and we've got victory in Jesus to overcome every sin, everything that would seek to destroy us. He gives us his strength because he can overcome, and because he does overcome, we can overcome. We have to choose to exercise the power that he gives us. But when we do, we are able to overcome because of him, not because of us. So I loved that. And one of my favorite things that the speaker, and I wish I could remember her name, I want to say Deborah Pegasus. I'll link her name in a book that she's written in the comments once I get this uploaded. But one thing she said is that if you are complaining to somebody about something they can do absolutely nothing about it, stop talking. What wise words. All it does is take our joy. You know, there's a time and there's a place for godly counsel, and there's even a time and a place to getting things off of our chest. But if we're living constantly in bitterness and always having someone or something that we've got to be upset about, guys, that's the opposite of joy. That's stealing our joy, and that is not the abundant life that Jesus has for us. It's not. So that was good for me to hear today. You'll understand a little bit more about that. Why, when I tell you about God whipping my butt. But I'm not tickled pink that he had to. I am very thrilled at his faithfulness and that he loves me enough to keep working on me despite myself. I would have given up on me. I have had other people give up on me, but my Jesus doesn't, and that makes me want to laugh and shout, and that's the joy that I have. Another thing, decided to look up what is this link between anger and between depression? And after watching another video that I'll try to find and reference in the comments as well, therapist encouraged me to think about, not me personally, but and her encouraged her viewers of the video and of her channel to write down what are you angry about, and you might not even realize at first that you're angry, but what if you're depressed, underneath that, what are you angry about? Because there's something you're angry about. For me, it was anger about not being treated like I feel another human being ought to be treated, which that's rooted in pride, and that's not good. But there it is. That's one thing that I get angry about. And another is when I give somebody a compliment and what's returned to me is passive aggressiveness. I don't understand that. Like, are they not perceiving it as a compliment, or are they just so miserable themselves that that's all they have to give is passive aggressive? I don't know, but doesn't matter. That's not what I can do anything about. Point of compliments being traded for passive aggressiveness makes me angry. And why does it make me angry? Because it's perceived rejection. And all my life, I have throughout my life, I've made appeasing people, and I've made complimenting people and buttering people up. I've made that my way of people accepting me. Okay, so when I'm complimenting someone, that's me using my strategy to get that acceptance that I so deeply desire. And instead of getting that acceptance that act of buttering someone up is supposed to give me, they give me that rejection that I fear, that I don't want, and here I have no control because I've done everything I know to do to get the results I want, and that's acceptance, and I still get rejection. It makes me angry. What to do with that, I don't know yet, but I feel like that's a really good revelation and a really good place to start, as far as being able to shake those shackles of anger off now. And I've highly covet your prayers and helping me to overcome the anger, because nobody deserves to be met with anger, and that's not what I want to be. That's not me representing Jesus the way he should be represented. That's not him being portrayed correctly. And I want to portray him correctly. I want to point others to him, not away from him. All right, so this morning I promised y'all I would tell you about how God kicked my butt. We were driving into a parking lot. I wanted to get some eggs because I really wanted to make some blueberry scones. And a man was loading his truck up. And there's a specific, it's a small store. I like to park in this spot in the front because if my daughter's waiting in the car, I want her to be, close to me. Or if I'm waiting in the car, I want to be there where I can see the door. It's a comfort thing for me. And I don't mind waiting for it, If I see that it's about to come open, I'll wait for it. So this man was unloading his truck, taking his time, which I didn't, I was a little bit antsy about, but, not angry. Just kind of like, come on, but, I didn't let that on in my actions or, anything else like that. I was hardly even looking at him. Just waiting. More patiently than not, if you will. He gets finished loading his stuff up and proceeds to push the buggy even more in the middle of the parking spot I'm waiting for. He wasn't in the parking spot I wanted. He was next to it, and like he was using part of the parking space that I wanted. And so here he is in his truck, and here the buggy is, him having pushed it even more into the spot that I wanted to be in. Now I'm angry. I have to get out and move the buggy, and my car's like, in the way because it's not pulled into a spot. And so I kind of like jump out pretty quick and I go in front of him and just stand there and smile. And that was ugly. Don't applaud me. That was ugly. That wasn't Jesus. And I'm not gonna stand there all day, and I'm not truly gonna like leave the buggy there. So I proceed to continue to move the buggy and do a little bit of a run to walk fast to put the buggy where it goes. There happens to be the parking lot's little drain thing right next to where the buggies go. And I slip, and slimy brown crud slip in it. My body's a little bit sore. My left pant leg was soaked. I had flip-flops on. My foot's brown. And automatically I know, as I'm picking myself up, I'm saying, Jesus, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Jesus. Please forgive me. I'm sorry. My grandma Alice likes to say God don't like ugly, and he was showing me he didn't like the ugly that I just did to that man. It doesn't matter what he did. Even if it was intentional, it still doesn't matter. If he was trying to upset me, if he was being mean, I can't do anything about that. All I can do is my reaction to it. And my reaction was poor. He's forgiven me. And I've forgiven me. And I've even decided that this is a Romans 8:28 moment. All things work together for the good of them who love God, to those who are the called according to his purpose. Why was that good for me? It was good for me to realize my anger. Why am I so angry? And it was good for me to realize that God is not okay with this anger, And so it spurred me to look a little bit into it. And I'm not finished digging into it, and certainly God's not finished working on me, and I think not, I know for sure not in this area. And I wanted to say real quick too, like, I was a little embarrassed to share this one. People are usually thank you for being so open and vulnerable, and it never really phases me. Like, I like to be open and vulnerable. I don't mind that. But this one was hard for me, and this one I scrapped with for a bit, whether I would talk about it or not. But if we're not open and honest and vulnerable with each other and the things that God's working on us for, how are we going to be able to help others? God does not mean for us to be an island. He means for us to be a community. We're to be for each other and with each other. And so if the things that He's shown me and that I've gone through, sharing with you, can help you too, then that's what I'm gonna do. Even at the expense of my pride, and even at the risk of my embarrassment. So there it is. And I hope that you would consider deciding the same for yourself, because you have a story, you have a testimony, you have people, whether you realize it or not, who are watching you, who are looking up to you, and who God will use you to strengthen. Do it, guys. Do it scared. He's got us. I love y'all, and I hope to talk to y'all soon. Bye-bye.